Boy, Andrew's really good today, isn't he?
I know you can hear the music.
On top of it, we don't have to do the second intro.
All right.
January 18th, year of our Lord.
Who's the TV is in the background?
Andrews.
I don't know. My computer's not working. So,
I mean, it's been working pretty good this whole time.
Talking about the computer with the music, dumbass.
Dumas.
There was a morning guy in Saginaw, Michigan. His name was Dumas, Dumass, and we used to call him Dumbass. But his name was Dumas.
My grandmother, back when she was a secretary, had a boss named Glasscock, and all the secretaries hated him, and they called him a name behind his back that she one day called him to his face when she got mad at him and called him Mr. Fragile Dick. And,
I mean, Glasscock's bad enough. You don't have to make anything up.
And that's the story of how she became a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, Fragile Dick. Welcome to the show, everybody. Ebenezer's obviously here. He's in his office and sounding terrible.
I sound awesome.
Am I okay because I have these handy dandy earbuds in and instead of my headset, so I want to make sure I'm coming out of my mic and not that mic.
Tap on it, but I think you sound fine.
Can anyone tell we didn't do sound check this morning?
No. Yeah, I don't think your mic is on.
Oh, am I coming out of this one?
Yeah, you're coming out of the headphones.
We'll have to deal with it today.
All right.
Because I don't know where my kids jack everything. Like they just take all my stuff. So the headphones are somewhere in this house, and I don't want to go look for them right now.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Welcome to the show, everybody. That's how much we give a shit. Apparently, we don't. I don't know. It's Monday, January 18th, 2021. Demetrius Nicodemus is, of course, here. Gina and Tiefel and Andrew Z. And we have a new producer today, I think. Is she there? Is she?
Yeah, she's in the background.
Georgia Tiefel, Chris's sister, is going to be our new show. She knows the show. Look at that. Oh, look at that. What's that? Nottage?
Yes.
Well, it's her last name. Her last name is Nottage.
Can't hear you, Georgia.
Anyway, my point is everyone knows is Chris Tiefel's sister. And Chris, are you okay with this? Because Gina and I talked when we had this idea. And we said, I don't know if Chris is going to want, like, you know, how when you have your own space and then your sister or someone, that you know or love, one, like whether it's a wife, whether it's a sister, whether it's whatever, kind of gets into your space, kind of your thing. So and we know you can be kind of weird about things. And so we want to make sure that you were okay with it.
I mean, the time to find out if I was okay with it was before you gave her the offer.
Oh,
it was kind of late to ask afterward, but no, I relish the opportunity for everyone else to find out just how terrible of a person she actually is.
Oh, I've been friends with her for a while on Facebook now for like 6 months, and I love her. And Chris is like, don't be friends. Don't do it. Don't accept the request. I will not accept her husband's request though, because he is a troll and I cannot do trolls.
Oh yeah. Super troll.
Yeah. And and I guess someone's let's see, Rochelle says the stream is messing up. Are you guys having issues? I'll pop it in.
You had an issue earlier.
What, I did? What kind of issue?
When you were trying to say George's name, you blitzed out.
Yeah, you freeze here and there. If the stream is messing up on all of us, it's probably the listeners' internet. But usually, because like if we're all on separate things, so if I freeze, then it'll be mine. If Demetrius freezes, it's his. But if we're all frozen for you, then it's probably your internet.
Okay.
Sounds like a you problem. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I don't think Georgia wanted to be on screen, and you just put her up there.
I didn't put her up.
Oh, she did it?
Yeah, I didn't put her up.
I took her off.
It says repeating what you guys are saying. I don't know. Let me try. Let me just check my phone real quick.
We're all types of organized today.
You know why? It's because our kids got to sleep in and we didn't, huh, D? Oh wait, we do show. I forgot we do shows, guy.
What, is today a holiday?
Today's Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Who's that?
Oh, dude. Hold on. Let me get rid of him. Hold on. Okay, there we go. That's better. No. Just kidding.
No, I'm kidding. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. I didn't even know today was a holiday and we could have slept in.
Yeah. And
Demetrius wouldn't have let us, though.
No, there's no way he would have let us.
No, you guys don't get the holiday.
I knew better than to even ask.
I know. I didn't even know.
I mean, maybe Gina by injection, but that's it.
I have to take the day off to tend to my Black family members, Steve.
Yeah, we are a hot mess this morning, and I already love Georgia being a part of this already because
I got a C on my 5th grade report about Martin Luther King Jr.
A C?
Come on, I won my holiday.
Well, you got a C?
I don't remember.
C.
Oh, well, so everyone knows Martin Luther King, of course. So today's a holiday. That means no mail, probably no trash. I'm guessing.
No
so
bank. Yeah.
No bank. Oh, no bank
No
today.
school.
Oh shit! I needed bank today. Oh well.
I mean, you can still go there. They just won't let you in.
Yeah.
We use the ATM.
I know I can't use the ATM for this. We see that's what we love our bank. Our bank is Wood Forest. Some people call it a second chance bank. Some call it a ghetto bank. Some call
That's Walmart. They'll
Yeah.
probably be open.
They're inside the wall.
Yes. Some people call it a ghost bank.
Yeah, I don't know. What call it a ghost bank.
It operates under a bunch of different names, depending on what you want to deposit or take out. If it's just nickels, then they're just nickels.
But we love it. We love it because they'll let us because Colleen's got like 10 accounts there, and they'll let her move stuff around and play with money and do all that. So all legally, but they just give her a little leeway.
Sounds an awful lot like money laundering.
I know it did. It just sounded bad. I'm sure someone's gonna take that clip but no, I mean I don't know. They're very nice. They know her in every single branch in Toledo, in the Toledo area, and we love Woodford. So maybe they'll be open. I don't know, but there you go. What else? What's going on, everybody? How's everyone's weekend? We should do on Mondays. We should do a highlight or low light from the weekend. Anyone got either a highlight or a low light? I was trying to think of one yesterday.
I stubbed my toe. I stole my toe like 17
and
times.
I know my I know artist. You what?
I don't know. Now the stream's messing up for me also.
Yeah. All right. I'll start then.
Just me.
Fix that. Yeah. You're on a delay. Like you talk, your lips move.
Yeah, that's what it's doing for you. Demetrius, talk.
Hello, everybody.
You're fine. Tiefel, you talk.
I'm talking. Am I on a delay?
A little bit. A little bit. Your brain might just work slower than your mouth. I don't really know.
George,
I was raised by martial arts dub experts, which is why I speak the way I do.
That'd be great if you went through life and your mouth didn't match up with your sound.
Because you were adopted by a bunch of like martial arts people, and that's how they talk. They were like,
dude, that would be funny.
Charlie, come to class.
So anyway, my highlight for the weekend is I think for one of the very first times, or not very often. I didn't say one of the very first times, but not very often do we get a chance to hang out without kids fully. Like sometimes we have one. We always have at least Josie, the youngest. That's mine and Colleen's. But you sometimes we'll get rid of the other four because two will go to their other parents, and two will go to their other parents. But we actually had someone to watch Josie yesterday, so we had the whole night to ourselves, and we wanted to watch a movie. And I had heard that there's a new movie called News of the World with Tom Hanks that came out on Friday. And but it's on all platforms. Not usually movies come out in the movie theater, but now because of COVID, they're coming out everywhere. So I showed her the preview. We looked at it together. I said, I heard this movie's pretty good. Let's look at the preview. Look at the preview. Looked good. We're like, all right, let's watch that tonight. And we're like, cool. We were in the car or something. And let's watch it tonight. So we get home. We sit down on the couch. About 6 o'clock, we're getting ready to watch the movie. And she pulls it out. It's on, I think, all platforms. She pulls it up, and it's $19.99. I'm like, shit. I was thinking $5, $6, $7, or maybe it was free on Amazon or Hulu or something. I didn't know, but $20. I looked at her and I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't watched yet on on because we don't watch a lot of television. The last stuff we haven't watched, so we ended up passing up on the Tom Hanks movie for $20, and we went with a movie produced by The Secret. Now, The Secret, of course, I think everyone knows it's the laws of attraction, to where if you think of something hard enough, then it will come to you. And they have a movie called Dare to Dream. They produced, and it's with Katie Holmes from Toledo.
Oh, wow.
So, like, oh, you know, we were flipping through like Amazon Prime. We see The Secret, which, you know, we're both into, and then I see that it's Katie Holmes, so we watch that movie. That movie was really good. She's a good actress. I don't watch a lot of Katie Holmes stuff, but she's a good actress, and it was a good movie. And for those who don't know what The Secret
Good acting is, it is not Katie Holmes. So
is she not a good actress?
I suggest you guys watch News of the World.
Pay the $20.
Pay the $20 so you don't have to lower your standards when you're obviously a movie 7 and then you take a shot at a movie 3.
Well, and I have to admit, I'm not a movie buff. Like, I don't consider myself like I know what movie, because I almost like almost every movie that I watch. I like. I'm one of those ones. Oh God, that was a great movie. I can't even think of the last time that I didn't like a movie that I watched.
Wonder Woman 1984.
I didn't see.
Johnny, do you know he hasn't even seen Karate Kid?
Yeah, I saw that on the thread. Like, you know, we try to give Andrew some grace because, you know, he was busy, like, driving cars around when he was 13 and, you know, hanging out at the original.
Yeah.
I know.
The original, what is it? Walt Disneyland.
Disney,
in
yes.
California.
We had
Helping Miguel rebrand his show into the Donkey Show.
what?
Before it was just Miguel and a donkey. But he was like,
Right.
nobody's going to come to this.
I'm like, if you bring in some girls and call it the Donkey Show,
Okay, so
I think
like,
there's something there.
all right.
Oh,
So
thank you, Andrew.
when you were trying to decide movies to watch and you landed on the Katie Holmes self-help, The Secret produced movie, why didn't you go by the Karate Kid since you've been taking so much heat? I mean,
I'm not into going back to old stuff. Like, okay, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I should.
But it's not old to you.
well, here's the thing. Maybe you think movies don't age well and it's not going to be good because it's
Right.
35 years old. Well, some movies age well and they're still good. Even
So you
now,
think
But it doesn't age for him because it was never born for him.
Right.
He
He means
never
like-
saw it.
He means like current events wise and things like that.
Yeah, like I have a weird thing ever since. Okay, so 9/11. On 9/11, I was in a studio. Happened in the morning. I was in a studio, and we're doing the morning show in Flint, Michigan. And Jimmy Ham was part of the show. He left. He left early because he had to go home. He called me and said, "Hey man, something big is going on." So that was the first I heard. Well, we didn't have a TV in the studio. Well, of course, 9/11 ended up unfolding, and so we were on the air till like 6 at night. We were on the air like the whole time, and I never had a TV in the studio, and so that always it always freaked me out to miss out on live. Like, and the OJ thing, I never saw the OJ car chase. So there were a couple of events that happened years ago that have said that they've trained me that I have to watch live television like all the time. So go ahead.
Hold on. I call bullshit on this. And this is why. Because no way did you tie this story back to, and the reason I missed it was because I was watching The Karate Kid. And I vowed to myself that day I would never watch another 80s throwback movie if it meant I would miss life. You just said you didn't have a television.
Well, what I'm going to say is, I don't even know if this makes sense. Like, I'm just talking because
I'm going to go out on a no.
No, this doesn't. None of it makes sense. So my point was, if you notice at the KISS studio, we had like 3 TVs. Like, so ever since then, I always want to make sure that we had a TV and preferred a TV that we could put on the air if something were to happen. And it was because back in 9/11, I didn't have a TV in the studio and I couldn't see what was unfolding. And then now, I don't know. I'm a current events person. Like, if I'm watching something, it's got to be like live. It's got to be live, or it's got to be new, or it's in my head. Because I feel if I'm watching something old, that it's a waste. I'm wasting my time.
Yes.
I don't know what's wrong. It's weird. I don't know. No one's got this affliction, but me doesn't even have.
So when you went to go watch Wonder Woman, were you more upset that it was set in the 80s than just how terrible it ended up being?
I never saw Wonder Woman.
You didn't see Wonder Woman 1984?
No, I didn't see either
the
one.
New one? Well, don't, because it sucked.
Okay, Andrew, here we're gonna help you. So,
I know.
So the reason why you can't do it is because you feel like you're not going to gain anything. You're not going to learn anything. Well, 80s movies have
Why go to school?
Lessons,
Fuck it, right?
So you can definitely learn from Mr. Miyagi and his lessons of the world. So I promise you will come out of the Karate Kid a different person than when you go in.
Really?
If you give it a chance.
All right.
These movies are how I learned about the power of the montage.
And then you have to watch Cobra Kai because it's so awesome.
That's where I was going with that, Gina. That's where I was going. I was like, that was slow play.
And this is where my stop is. I'm getting off this watch that movie train right now.
You gotta watch it. It's fun to watch with the kids because it's got like it's got the Karate Kid storyline, but then there's a whole teenage storyline too for like them to follow along with. So it's kind of fun. We can all sit down together. It's one of the few shows that all of us sit down together and actually watch.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Hey, I would like to. I would like to see that. So I guess. But okay, can we watch Cobra Kai without watching the Karate Kid movies, or no? It's good. They got to go together.
You can.
I feel like it probably wouldn't be as fun.
Okay. All right. So real quick, back to this, just to put a wrap on Katie Holmes. And the Dare to Dream, the Secret movie. So for those who don't know what The Secret is, I just want to give you 3 pieces that will help you with your life today. The secret is the law of attraction. So basically, you have to visualize something as you've already got it, and the universe will give it to you. Like,
wait a minute.
It's putting positive stuff out there, and you'll get positive stuff.
Because I've been envisioning myself with Beyonce for like a long time, and the universe has yet to give it to me.
Good.
So you have to. Wait a minute. You have to picture yourself like you already have it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and you have to talk. Like you've already had it.
So when you get into like your Chevette, you open up the door and you go Porsche, and then jump in it.
And it'll turn into a Porsche.
Like, all right. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right. People actually have people that believe in The Secret and like use it to achieve goals. They have what's called act as if parties. Yeah. It's a party. Like, for example, like let's say the 5 of us want to have an act as if party. We write our goals down. Let's say we figure out where we want to be in 10 years. And then when we all go to Andrew's house, and everything that we talk about or do is what we have achieved in that 10 years. And we're acting as if we are right there. So for example, when I get out of the Sedona minivan, I could say, I could hit the lock and be like, got to lock up the Porsche and walk into the house. And you talk about.
Sounds an awful lot like an imagination.
Yeah.
I can't play this.
Yeah.
We can't play this game with Tiefel because he will fuck around and kidnap somebody. Like,
he's like, I gotta get home.
This sounds like just like secrets of highly successful people, but dumbed down.
But it's not highly. I mean, it's people who pretend to be highly successful. It's the 10 habits of pretending to be highly successful.
But there are a lot of people that follow The Secret. Like, have you guys all watched it, or you guys all at least read the book or watched it?
I've seen the movie.
I know Donnie and Ashley have.
I've read a couple books. I haven't read The Secret, but I read. I can't think of the name, but it was by one of the guys who wrote The Secret. So I've pretty much had an influence of it.
Yeah. And so, so this movie, what you have to do, just to break down The Secret if you haven't seen it, bottom line is you have to know what you want. A lot of people, like, they ask Katie Holmes, he asks Katie Holmes at sometimes, it's like, what makes you happy? And she couldn't even say what made her happy. Because her life was just tough. She had 3 kids. Like it was Colleen's.
She's got kids. Isn't the automatic answer for like any parent, what makes you happy? My children.
No, it's not. No.
It's so apparent that you don't have any kids.
Well, no. I'm talking about from a PR standpoint.
Oh,
isn't that supposed to be like their automatic answer?
Yes, that's the Perrysburg mom answer, of course. It's like, oh, my kids make me so happy.
Yes, after she's like 6 or 7 Yeti coolers into like a bottle of wine, right?
And she's sitting and wine.
Yeah,
and then the kids make her happy.
Yeah, and she's sitting across from the teacher, like, so tell me again, Timmy's got a problem with fire.
So she couldn't even tell her what made it. So you have to be able to know what you want. You have to be able to say what exactly you want. You have to be able to be and put it out there and live like you have it. And those three things, then you will attract. And there is definitely some truth to it in the fact that if you're one of those ones that you're on Facebook and you're always fucking complaining, you're like, oh this and oh my god this, and then your life is going to be miserable if you continue to do that. And if you put positive shit out there and you act positively and don't let little things just completely destroy your whole day, then positive things will happen. So there's definitely something to it. But the secret says, hey, if you visualize $1 million or $100,000 and this is why you need it and you already have it and you live like it, then it's going to happen. I'm
going to suggest that you don't live like you have $1 million.
I see, and that's what I told her. She's like, I'm like, well, hey, we need to pay this, and we're short on this, and this. She's like, stop. And then I'm like, well, yeah, but you still have to be practical. Like, there's a balance between practical and then spending what you don't have. Like, you can't just. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just wonder how many people like get calls from like bill collectors, and they're like. And like they hear the same, they're like, look, man, I'm telling you, one day I'm gonna have it. And then this guy sitting on the end of the lines like this, fuck, we got another one who's read The Secret. Yeah.
I'm just gonna show up. I'm gonna show up at like a $500,000 home and just like walk in and go to their fridge and take shit out and just start making dinner. And then when they call the cops, I'm gonna be like, The Secret, hello.
Yeah, it's called Unbreakable. Yeah, Bruce Willis was in that movie. That guy really liked that family's house. I like the house.
There was a movie that freaked me out. And I remember, like I said, don't watch a lot of movies, but when I do watch them, I usually like them. I don't know, good movie, bad movie. They all seem pretty good to me. But there was a movie that I still remember in my head. I don't even remember what it was about exactly, but I remember that this guy, they had this amazing relationship, this guy and this girl, like this guy, man and woman, they had kids, life was awesome. And then all of a sudden she had to like go to work or something and just like randomly came across this dude. Like it was a perfect relation. I think what freaked me out is that there was no issue.
I feel like I've seen this movie, Andrew, like half a dozen times.
there was no issue with the relationships, and I'm like, wow. So it can happen to any destroying a life can happen to anybody because they're going through life, everything's good, and then she just happens to come across some dude and whatever, blah, 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 and then and they end up coming across each other a couple times. They end up like banging in the bathroom, I think it was, and
Unfaithful with Richard Gere.
Is that the one where he hits
Diane Lane?
He hits him over the head with something and they kill the dude or something?
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Dude, I'm really glad that Andrew's not a movie critic. He's like, that movie that came out that one time with the actress with the hair.
It was unfaithful. It freaked me out because like the relationship was perfect. And then I'm like, what the fuck? Why did this happen?
And maybe this is why it's a good thing that you only watch movies based in some sort of reality.
Yes,
because you have a visceral reaction like this could happen to you. Thank God you've never come across like Star Wars or anything. And you're like, dude, you ever run across a guy in a cape? He pulls out a big glowing sword. Dude, it's freaked me out ever since I've seen that movie. They called themselves Jedis. Really?
I don't like getting on elevators now.
Yeah, but we just heard how he describes movies. He wouldn't be that detailed.
So Donnie, you remember Unfaithful? Did you like that movie, Unfaithful?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sticks with you for a while.
Okay.
But I mean,
I love
that's
Diane Lane.
it. Didn't make me think that I mean, this is before I even met Ashley. This movie's like 15 years old, I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was just funny that we're having an argument with him about watching Karate Kid, and he's just now talking about Unfaithful with Richard Gere
from 2008.
Yeah.
When was the last time Richard Gere was in a movie?
I feel like I'm wasting my time watching old movies.
no, watch it when it was out, like back in the day. I still remember it.
Yeah.
All right, Gina, what? How was your weekend?
I stubbed my toes like 17 times.
What?
I just kept stubbing them repeatedly, over and over. Like once you stub them, you just keep stubbing them.
That's not true.
But we have like a
hold on.
There's like a brick thing. There's like a brick thing that sticks out like it's the downstairs chimney. And I smashed like 3 toes on it, like full on, just smashed them right into it.
Honey, that's called kicking a wall.
That's what happened.
If you do it over and over again, it's not stubbing, it's kicking. It's
I'm
literally like
I'm involuntarily kicking everything in the house, the chairs, the walls, the doorways, everything. I don't understand what's happening.
Yes, I would love to hear MMA fighters like continually describe themselves as "I stubbed my toe on this guy's face over and over again."
So here's the thing, Gina. You've mixed up a metaphor. I don't know if it's a metaphor, what you would call it, but like for instance, for me, if I bite my lip, I'm gonna bite my lip 10 times because it gets bigger, and then that is true. But just because you stub your toe doesn't make your toe bigger. And I mean, 10 times because
I don't think you understand how hard I kicked the wall.
Were you walking around blindfolded? Did you at least win the pin the tail on the donkey contest?
Yeah. How much candy was on the floor after all of this?
Do you not remember where things are?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And then like after I do it, because I cuss a lot on a normal day, but I can't. You ever stub your toes so hard you can't make any noise? Like nothing comes out. So
yes. I call that Helen Keller pain.
And I was like I instantly start sweating, and I feel like my whole body's on fire, and I'm like, and they're like, and everybody stops and they just stare at me because they don't know what the hell's going on. They didn't see me kick the wall. They just see, me stop and just do this weird, like, and I can't breathe. So I'm like, and I'm just standing there, and I just grabbed the back of the chair. I didn't know what to do, but I thought I was going to pass out. It was awful.
At least you know how your kids will react when you have a stroke.
They won't. They'll be like, look at me on the floor and be like, "What's for dinner?"
Oh my god!
And then this morning, I went on my way to make coffee. I hit the chair, and I said, "What the fuck?" like 15 times today because I'm just like, what is happening right now?
I've been in your place, and there is a wide path between where you're sitting now and your kitchen. How do you stub your toe on your chair on the way?
First of all, we moved it around. The reason the table's not always in the corner like it was when you were here, but yeah, it doesn't really matter because there's a thing on the wall that only sticks out like 6 inches, and that's what I kicked my foot on the first time.
One of the problems is if you're constantly moving furniture around, you don't know where it's at. That's
not it. It was the wall the first time. That's always there. I've lived in this house for 7 years.
You didn't move the wall, right?
No, I didn't move around the wall. Nothing. I just keep running into everything. And then the one time I hit the doorway and like my pinky toe, like tried to separate my pinky toe from the body. This was all within like a couple days. I've been waddling around. That's pretty normal, but extra waddle.
Extra waddle.
It's awful.
Extra waddle.
Sounds like your toes are like, we need to leave.
I know. They're trying to escape.
They're like, how are we going to do it? We're attached to this big ass foot. And they're like, I say we peel each other off one by one. Right? We start with the pinky toe.
Pinky just made a break for it.
Didn't get it. He didn't make it very far. See, bitch ass pinky toe. If you were in it to win it, like the big index toe, you'd be gone by now.
Do you think they talked beforehand? Pinky toe's like, I'm going for it. I don't know if you should.
Pinky toe, you've been talking about leaving for fucking 40 years now, Pinky toe, and you still here, bitch. Why didn't you try to leave? And Pinky toe's like this. I'll show you, big toe. I ain't no joke. You just tell me, whatever. Get out of here, Trump toe.
Pinky Toe was talking again, like he was gonna leave. And we're like, will you just stop? You're not gonna leave. And he made a break for it.
Yeah.
Showed them.
Dude,
why do my toes sound like grizzled institutionalized prisoners?
Because you put them in, because they are out of all the body appendages besides like your penis and maybe like ladies' boobies, depending on how large they are. Those are the things that you always cover up and then shove inside of something else.
Yeah.
That is prison.
And they're always carrying weight. Like your penis is just sometimes it's just laying there. It's relaxing. It can relax.
Yeah.
So it's not, that's the hardest working part of your body is your toes.
Gina needs like little miniature bicycle helmets for each individual toe.
You should draw your shoes as tiny yellow buses and put your toes in there with the helmet.
You know how have you ever stubbed your toe at night and you're sure when you turn the light on your toes are going to be completely severed from your foot? Like you just know. Like when I did that with the wall, I was like, they're broke. That's all these toes are broke. There's no possible way they survive this. They're all just shattered. They're not broken, but man, it was rough. And then it just kept happening, you guys. And I think it is because they were swollen. Now that you mention it, like maybe they were swollen and that's why. I'm going to go with that because I don't know. I don't have another explanation.
It's like when you buy a Chrysler and then you start noticing all the other Chryslers on the road all the time. So it's like you stub your toe once, then your toes just find everything else to stub on.
Go ahead, Donnie.
So I think what happened was you originally stubbed it and it kind of threw your whole alignment off. So then you're just kind of pulling to the right.
Yeah,
I need an alignment.
You take that body into the shop.
Yeah, you need to go get your foot aligned so that you're not pulling to the left anymore. Because that'll give you uneven wear on your tie, on your short buses.
Your shoes. Well, and here's the thing, like it's like hitting a curb in a car, and then all of a sudden you have to hold your steering wheel a little sideways.
Yeah,
you just gotta lean now.
So when you walk, Gina, what you should do is.
I'm fat, dude. I'll tip over. There's no way I can do it.
Oh my god, dude! I couldn't imagine. Georgia said she dropped a cast iron pan on her foot the other day. Those things are those. You need two hands to carry those things. Are so fucking heavy. I couldn't even imagine dropping. And I cook in the kitchen barefoot. Can you imagine dropping a cast iron? Like you don't realize how. Okay, your feet you take them for granted. You don't realize how vulnerable they are on top until you drop something. Like there's nothing there to like it hurts.
Or a can. Have you ever dropped a can on your foot?
Oh yeah.
I am that guy who instinctually, when he drops something, shoots his foot out to try to catch it, like so it doesn't. Because I have kids. I have kids and they have expensive shit. Yeah. And when I hear something leave somebody's hand, my foot shoots out to catch it.
When's the last time you caught something on your foot like a fucking soccer player, D?
Let me tell you.
It works.
It was a combination cast iron skillet iPad. and I dropped the pan and I shot my foot out. And instinctually, and it didn't even occur to me that dumbass, it was heavy and it was gonna hurt,
right? And
it hit my foot, and I was like, but I took a little pride because it didn't hit the ground.
D's like, man, my hacky sack days that came in.
Fuck yeah! I was like, you know what? This is my thing. I should be hacky sacking cast iron skillets once I get over like my Helen Keller pain, which was just like.
See, I've only ever used this technique to catch my actual nephews. Like they're like when they were learning how to walk and they're walking down there and they do that little first time walk trip thing, like over nothing in the middle of the hallway. You just stick out your foot and just catch them midway.
You just stick out your foot and kick them in the face.
Actually, that's called you tripping them, Chris.
No. I would never trip my nephews.
He's like, my nephew fell and I kicked him in the face. It was
no, you catch him in the stomach. Like they're going and you walk down and they go follow you, just kind of catch them in the stomach and then you gently let them down so they're not falling to the floor on their face.
He tripped, Georgia. That's why he's all over my foot like this. He tripped. I caught him with this upward momentum. Some people would call it a kick. But
see, look at that.
I would never ever trip them. Punch them, probably. Trip them, never.
Oh, all right. Anyway, so what's going on with you? Any highlight or lowlight from the weekend there, Demetrius?
Man, let's see. Here's and tell me, is this something? Look, I go to the gym, okay, and I put my lock on my locker, and there's two things that I have to do. At the beginning, I walk out of the locker room, and then I have to walk back in to make sure that I locked it, regardless of whether or not I made a mental note that I locked it, and then I have to, and this is the dumbest shit, right? And then I have to like spin the dial on it so that nobody could guess my combination, because I figure if I leave it on the last number, that just gives them two more numbers to guess. and then when I'm done, I have to bite my lip to assure myself that I'm not saying my combination out loud.
2,
right? That's what I'm always afraid I'm doing. I'm like,
well, what if you catch your lip after the first number? It's like, damn. So I left my lock on the third number. I accidentally said the first number before I caught my lip. All they can do is guess the middle number, and all this amazing expensive stuff that I have in the locker.
I need to go to a new gym.
And it's it's super like I'm like, did I say the first one? And then do I follow it up with that would be close to the number that it starts with, and then continue on with my silence?
Why not just get a padlock with a key?
No, because you got to bring a key. You got to carry a key.
Where are you gonna? You can't carry a key while you're working out and stuff.
Yeah,
you need to carry a key.
Yeah, you know how funny it was
coming from a guy who hasn't seen a gym in.
I see gyms all the time. I drive around.
Jim. The closest he came to Jim was James.
In the next cubicle over.
I love it. He just cat cracks himself up.
We're talking about Jimmy John's, right? I call that Jim.
Oh, Donnie, what about you? Highlight, low light from the weekend?
So
we know what the low light was.
Well, the Browns had their second playoff game yesterday. It was a loss. It was a great game, but it was such a big game. I was like really nervous about it because the Browns haven't been in the playoffs in forever and ever, and we're like one game away from the Super Bowl. So I just had to keep myself busy all day. So like Demetrius, I went to the gym early. Then I went to the store to get like snacks and food, and I decided that I wanted to grill steaks. So I got the grill going during the snow yesterday, and the girls were like, well, if you're going to grill, then we want to do s'mores. So I bought, like, all my wood is outside, so it's wet. So I bought like one of those little things of dry wood. I started a bonfire at like 2:00 yesterday in my backyard. I'm like, just keeping myself busy so I couldn't think about the game. And then of course we watched the game, and it was a heck of a game. The Browns lost. They are done now, but it was a great season.
Everyone is excited. Here's the thing. I don't know. I think it's probably because of COVID, but it seems like I saw on I didn't watch the game, but I saw more people on Facebook that were commenting about the NFL playoffs yesterday. I think more people are watching because it's something to do. It's live. It's actually an event going on. But it seems to me like more now than past years that it's just tons of comments about the playoffs. Or maybe it was because the teams are, like you said, the Browns were there who aren't usually there, and people were excited. I don't know what it is, but it seemed like it was a lot more popping on social media about the playoffs this weekend.
I will say this, Donnie, and here's the thing about you specifically. You are the ideal. You are like the ideal Browns fan. You are what Browns fans should aspire to be. If you were a better patriot, you would be the ideal American. Because, like, when the Browns lost, I didn't feel sorry for the Browns. My first thought was for you. and let me just tell you, that was Kara's first thought as well. Kara went, "Oh, poor Donnie."
I know.
And like you had just been handed the ball and couldn't get the 3 yards that they needed to make their first down. She went, "Oh, poor Donnie. He's got to feel horrible." And I said, "Yeah, you know what? He probably does, but this is what's going to happen with Donnie. Donnie's going."
Real quick, here's the thing: is that you don't even care about the team, but you're only watching because Donnie's such a hardcore fan. It's like because you want them to, and so you think about Donnie. Like, I'm gonna watch a game. I want the Browns to win for Donnie.
Yeah. Because when you're a big fan like that, it does feel like you have to play today.
But see,
and D's like, Donnie has to play today. Donnie's got a game. He's going in.
Here was the thing. Like, you are not your typical fanatic Browns fan. You are what I would say is what every fanatical Browns fan should aspire to be, because we pull for you. Yeah. There's some Browns fans who are like, "Fuck this, we fucked your mom, blah blah blah." You know. But Kara was like, "We really need to just send him a text." And I was like, "You know what?" I said, I think he's gonna be fine. I said, "But watch Facebook, because this is what's going to happen. He's going to thank the Browns for a great season and for almost getting them there. He's going to say that this was a great year and that you are no longer the Browns." And I was like, I said, and she goes, "You know what? That's right. That's what he's going to do." And sure enough, boom, he was out with his supportive post. Like he's had kids that have run races and come in third all his life. and it was just, and we were just like, "Oh, see, this is what fandom is. This is what it should be. Look, America, this is you should be the face of the Browns, bro."
Let's do it.
Glory, hallelujah. Okay.
Thank you, D. Thank you, D. Because I'm crying. You can't see the tears a little bit. That was emotional. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it was, dude. It was a hell of a year, man. And as much as when anybody would want to complain about their teams or about a bad call here or about a penalty that wasn't called, it's just like, let me just remind you how close we were to not having any sports at all this year.
Right.
See, so you are such a great fan, and such. If you could mix fandom and parenting together, you literally just told your unathletic kid, "Be thankful you made varsity." Most kids wouldn't even make varsity with your limp. Look at you. Like, I love you, Donnie. I love you.
Love you too, brother.
Positive. Gina has, through the whole show, has been putting chapstick on. What is going on with your?
Martin Luther King Day knows how she has to stay up.
Why do you keep taking chapstick breaks? What are you doing?
You know, it's Martin Luther King Day, and she's got to do her 40 acres and a mule reparations. It is.
I need the chapstick.
Them lips is going to be busy today.
Yep.
Because
I'm talking about 200 years of oppression.
That's exactly what it looks like. D, how do you know?
I'm just saying, you got take your shot, girl. Go. You know, make it on the list where people can go when the race riot starts, and they're like, "Okay, we got a list of approved people." Gina, you're good. Gina, you so good you could pick 6 more random white people and get them in.
It's like that joke. It's like that joke where Tonto and the Lone Ranger are riding in the on their horses or whatever, and they get surrounded by a bunch of Indians. And Lone Ranger looks at Tonto. He's like, "Fuck, are we gonna do now?" And Tonto, "What the fuck you mean, white man?"
Yeah, what the fuck you mean we?
Gina's list.
Gina's set. Yeah, Gina's.
That is an inappropriate movie reference.
Gina said she put me on the list. She said,
can you check it again?
yeah, I'm just saying, check it again. She said she put in a lot of work to put me on the list. It starts with a D, E.
New Black World Order.
My name. Maybe you switch it. Yeah.
New Black World Order, and all the white people trying to get in under Gina.
Yep. They pull
She's
out
in the VIP, and I know her. Ask her.
Yeah.
we call her like, new phone. Who this? Gina, you don't remember? they let D in halfway.
Yeah. I only get to stay from like 9 to noon.
Oh shit! So, but here's my kids are addicted to chat. Like this whole house is addicted to chapstick, and I tell them, like, for me, I don't ever have to use chapstick. So I tell them, I give them the story, but they think I'm crazy. I said, when you start artificially putting chapstick on all the goddamn time, you are taking away the natural moisturizers in your
That's
lip.
not how bodies work, Andrew.
It is true. No, that is true. You take away you're
but it's not. It's biology. It doesn't work like that.
You're retarding the natural moisturizers in your lips. So now when you're using chapstick all the time, you're going to continue to need to use chapstick. I haven't never used chapstick in my entire life, and my lips.
That's because you got one lip, and it's the bottom one. Like you don't have an upper lip. You save like at least 50% in chapstick spend.
I did too.
We got to go outside and get wind on it and stuff like that, Andrew.
Tiefel, tell them, Tiefel. Maybe it's because I'm raising.
I have no information to back you up. I just Googled it and nothing comes up. Although apparently chapstick addiction is a thing.
I agree.
Although I do, the only question I have about this whole thing is there a manly way to put chapstick on?
No,
because like sometimes I have to use it because it's like 20 degrees outside and the wind is whipping up and my lips are dry and I've got chapstick, but I can't figure out a manly way to do it. Like you put it on the one lip and then you try to. That's not nothing.
Brandon Doriot does a joke where he says, "There's no way to put chapstick on in a manly way. It always looks like you're rubbing a tiny penis on your lips."
I know.
Exactly. Like I feel like I have to have my pinky out and just like
Donnie, what's the manly way?
You've got to squint your eyes. You got to look off into the distance, like you're trying to plan, like you're making some kind of like plans of like.
I feel like this is not manly.
Well, you're not. You're looking up and like enjoying it too much. You got okay.
I enjoy rubbing things on my lips, Donnie. It's a habit.
All right, here.
All of a sudden, Gina starts putting it on her whole face. Yeah.
And you're like, hey, Gina, this ain't a party.
I had to make sure the lid was on.
You gotta pretend you're like in the desert and you're like a sniper and you've got to like protect the base and you're just out there in the sun and you got to look in the distance and just look and just let them know that I just
bring the cigarette up and just nice long drag right after.
Yeah, same thing.
You look like you're about to get ready for a house party. Stop, Gina, and you're the only girl invited. Stop.
She got some work to do.
Yeah, she's like
WERK.
I get this from a local place. And I love them. It's the only chapstick I can keep this shit for like a year. I love it.
Palm of penis.
Palm of penis? Is that lubricant of the lubricant of dick? Is that with the sousson of pube?
It's balm of bees.
Balm of balls.
Every once in a while, a pube hair pops up in there.
Let you know it's organic.
Anyways, the real reason that I'm putting on chapstick is because it's winter time and my skin is dry, and I usually wear like the snore strips because my sinuses are like collapsed from lots of stuff. That's a different show. And so so last night I didn't put one on, so I was like breathing through my mouth like while I was sleeping. So my lips are extra chapped today.
All right.
I mean, you ask. Don't ask if you don't want the answer. Or we can just go with D's answer. I have lots of dick sucking to do later. I'm just getting ready.
Which is absolutely true, ladies. MLK Day. Remember just to say thanks and we appreciate your struggle. Suck a dick today, ladies.
Yeah.
Just one random. Do your part for American morale.
Just find a random black dude and give him head.
Yes. But yes. Do you know what this would do for the racial temperature in this country if just randomly a dude got his dick sucked once? Just like, what the fuck?
It's funny.
I feel like it would incent a lot of white dudes.
Blow it forward.
Yeah.
Already
That's right, ladies. Blow it forward.
Come on, ladies. Funny.
Do it for America.
I've spent a lot of time with Sugar, and I like talking to Sugar. And Sugar, I think I could be gay, except for the dick sucking. Like I couldn't. It just doesn't. I can't. It's disgusting. Like dudes are disgusting. I couldn't do it. So I think gay, other than the sex and the dick sucking, I couldn't do that.
No.
So you want a roommate?
What?
You want a roommate?
I don't know. I don't know. But I couldn't. Once you get there, I'm off the board. Can't do it. I'm bankrupt after that. I hit bankrupt.
I tapped out on the homosexuality. Sorry.
I'll watch a movie
put up
with
on the board, dick sucking, and in the butt. I was not prepared for any of that. I was good with the camaraderie and the sharing of the macaroni and cheese, but once that came up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the homosexual game. You get the dick sucking, you're like,
hands down, 10 times tougher than me.
I don't know. What's the prize?
I keep losing.
What's the prize?
Tiefel could. What's the grand prize? Tiefel could stay in.
I mean, it's totally different. If we're playing the homosexual game, there's got to be a prize at the end.
A relationship.
Then no, I'm good.
How about a new car?
What kind of new car?
There's like 50.
I need specific reward after the act of the dick sucking.
A new Prius.
Something that will make me forget of what I just did.
So you tell us, Tiefel, what would make you suck a dick? Like we're not gonna sit here and guess all day with prizes. You tell us, like where's it at?
I've honestly never. There's a threshold somewhere. I'm sure everybody's got a price. I just don't know what mine is.
There's a threshold.
Really?
Because you've just gave one. We know that you're into the game.
No, that's not there. Everybody's got a price, whether they want to admit it or not. Everyone's got a price. How high that price is wholly dependent on the individual.
No, but I need to know, Chris, because I just learned two very strong things about the secret that I could put out in the universe and make you suck a dick. Which
I don't think the secret works for you doing it to other people.
You don't know. You don't know what my desire to put out in the universe is.
How would you act as if I'd already sucked a dick?
Well, I'd be like this, man. This is me imagining you sucking a dick. Man, Tiefel's jaws must be so sore. So sore.
Okay.
Sore.
Tiefel, this is how we're gonna get you
to
a
suck
blowjob using the secret. It's like you get what you put out. So you have to go and just keep giving and giving and giving until you get one in return.
Yeah.
Keep giving and giving.
Yeah. It is what we call the karma of dick sucking.
I promise that'll work.
You get what you put out there.
This goes into the category of things you couldn't do on terrestrial radio.
Yes.
Yeah, this is like a huge FCC fine. Like every time we say dick.
Oh, that is hysterical, though. Oh, my God.
I have a dream that one day little Chris will see another Chris and suck Chris's dick. Who knows which Chris will start it, but it'll be Chris squared sucking Chris squared. It'll be amazing. I may not get there with you, son. This is a conversation I've had with your mother 100 times, but I have a dream.
Oh, Jesus, I can't. All right. Did everyone get into their highlight or low light from the weekend?
I don't know. Yeah. You hit me like usual, so.
Go ahead.
No, we found out that your highlight is you want to suck dick.
That's not a highlight at all. I actually don't have a highlight for the weekend. I have a low light, though. If anyone ever tells, because I tweaked my back last week and it's been hurt. and so the other night, I'm thinking because it's feeling better and stuff, and I was like, to help it feel better, I said I'm going to lay on the ground. I'm going to sleep on the ground on the floor tonight because I figure I'll sleep on my back on the floor. It'll help straighten it out and everything. Yeah. So I lay down about 9 p.m. and I'm straight and I'm laying down, and at about like 11 o'clock I need to go to the restroom, and I go to get up. Laying on the floor does not make your back better. It makes it worse.
Why do you think cavemen invented beds?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no. It calmed down after a while, and I'm better now. But yeah, that laying on the floor was not a good idea.
We got a new bed. You don't realize how bad a bed can be on your body until you get a new one. You're like, wow, I don't have those aches anymore. It was the fucking bed all this time. Like I don't think you place it when you just think you're sore. You start to live with it, or you just learn. Like you just think that's the way it is, and then you get a new bed and you're like, oh man.
Some things will never change.
So
that is just the way it is.
Right.
When you buy a shitty bed, like, how long do you have to commit to that bed before you buy another bed?
I know.
Because here's what I did like about a year ago, I think. Maybe longer, actually. It's probably been a couple years. But you know how those foam beds that come in a box and unroll?
Yeah.
They're like the Nest and the Cloud and the Purple. And there's
got the what's the original one? It was real big.
Purple or Nest or...
either way.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I know what you mean. The rollout beds.
So
bless you.
And just like everything else, guys at work start buying these things and they're telling me about how great they are. So I've put myself in the market and I'm Googling and I'm reading reviews and I'm trying to decide of which one of these beds I'm going to spend like $1,500 on because they're expensive. Then you got to get the stand for it and everything. And I was getting close to making a purchase. And I just happened to be at Walmart one day, and they had a king-size memory foam bed for a fraction of the cost of the ones I'm searching. And like I knew it was a bad idea, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna definitely regret this. But I mean, I couldn't pass up saving like $1,000. It was like $400 when the other ones are like $1,500. And we bought it and we unrolled it and. For the first month, we both pretended to enjoy it. Like, oh, it's so comfortable. It's just so great. And then after like a month, we're like, oh man, this is horrible. And like 2 years later, we're still sleeping in this.
No. First of all, this is what you do, Donnie. What? It'll make you feel better. Donate it to like the women's shelter or to donate it somewhere.
No one will take a used mattress.
That's like going in your It's like going in your cupboard and getting like the off-brand yams and donating that to the food whatever collection.
Yeah, it's called the food bank.
The food bank. Thank you. I couldn't think of it.
It's not true that they won't take if you get in one of like the local moms helping moms group in Facebook, they will absolutely
take Gina, if the bed is uncomfortable, why would you pass? It's like like they're disgusting. Oh, I'm gonna give them to the food bank. Oh, well, why would I give? Because you're poor.
Because if my kids are sleeping on the floor, I would rather have something than nothing.
Oh, gee, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what you do. About that. I don't know.
And plus, I don't know. Kids, who gives a shit? They'll sleep on anything. Those little fuckers fall asleep everywhere. You ever see my kids used to fall asleep on the back of the couch, like a cat.
On the fucking thing for 2 years. You think we hand it off to a kid? Get out of here.
I know.
And it's king size. I mean, where are you going to put that in the kid's room?
But if a kid can't even afford to have a bed, he probably doesn't have a room big enough for a king size bed.
There's a lot of privilege in this chat. I'm just saying. Trust me when I tell you, somebody would be extremely happy to have that mattress for their kids.
Can you say the king size bed into a race car frame?
You haven't seen it with the sheets off of it.
Go ahead, Demetreus.
Yeah, I fell asleep on this bed. I woke up pregnant. I don't understand how that happened. There was shit all over my face and my butt was sore.
I can tell you right now that Donnie and Ashley play porn star on that bed many times over the last 2 years.
And I don't even know what that is, but it sounds gross.
It is gross.
International espionage. There's a name for it.
Yeah.
I told you. Oh,
I'm an Australian boy. I go down under.
go down under. Oh my God, I can't. But yeah, Donnie, we bought one of those fancy beds, and here's it because check this out. So I had one of those Sleep Number beds, but because they use air, right? So you set it and it blow. There's a pump that blows it up and blows it down, whatever, blows it down, lets it out. I don't know what. Anyway, we got I swear to God, we got this mattress 20 years ago, 2000. Well, 2000. So it's 20 years old. So my ex-wife got it in the divorce, so she took the bed. So then her and her new man are banging in it, right? Well, then so then they get a new so that when they come it's her house and his house. They combine houses. Of course, he brings his new fancy mattress in. Thank you, Ed. He brings his new fancy mattress in. So the 15-year-old mattress, the blow-up mattress, the Sleep Number mattress gets booted. So then it gets donated back to us. Michelle's like, "Hey, you guys want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, we need a mattress."
Yeah, I don't know if I would take back the marital mattress that has already been desecrated.
so Colleen always felt weird
have in my new marriage. So this is an unholy story.
So Colleen was always a little weird about the whole thing anyway.
Which she should have been. Because you know your ex and her husband fucked on both sides of that mattress just because they knew you were going to try to flip it.
So these Sleep Numbers you can't even flip. It's one side. You're not right back on that. It's all we've all been on the one. All 8 of us have been on the one side.
This is like the Zeppelin baby bed. This is where we conceive our babies. We share when one is ready. We send them the mattress.
So then we slept on this thing for 6 years, 6 years after. So now the thing's 20. It was 15 years. Now it's 20 years old, and it barely works. Like you want to be your Sleep Number is a 60, but then in the middle of the night you end up when you wake up it's a 20.
It's like you're sleeping on an air mattress. It gives up after a while. Shit.
Yeah. How about you take into consideration what you're doing to your air mattress?
So about 6 months ago, we ended up getting one of those nice bed in a bags that we bought, and we did on payments. It's $100 a month for a year.
And which family member did you give the baby bed to?
No, we just threw it away, dude. It was done. It had been too much.
Did you write yuck on it so nobody else took it?
We should have put a free bed on the corner.
Just put a black light over it outside, like it's on the street light.
Just write bed bugs on it and put it on the corner.
Oh, Jesus.
That bed is in a dump somewhere, really depressed. Like, man, I seen some shit, man.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I've seen some things. It's been crazy. Crazy. You took it back. I can't believe she called and offered it. Like imagine the conversation that was had in the house where she was like, you think we ought to call Andrew and ask him if he wants this bed back? And they were like, yeah, maybe we should. Instead of somebody in the house going, no, I fucked the dog shit out of you in this bed. You can't give it back to him. That's gross.
Seriously, her current dude does not like you.
It was like so we bought the bedroom set. It came with the whole set. It was like $2,000. Like you get the dressers and you get the nightstands and you get the bed and the mattress fits the bed. So blah blah blah. So it's the whole thing. So she's like, "Hey, Bobby's moving in, so we're moving this shit out. Do you want it or do I throw it out?" I'm like, "No, we don't have a nice bedroom set. We'll take it." Took the whole thing. The mattress came with it and it fit. And so we used the mattress for a few years.
I'm sure it did.
Well, I never remembered you.
Yeah,
it's in memory foam.
That fucking bed taught me some new moves. That goddamn thing, your memory foam. It remembered.
There was a point that the sleep it got so bad, like the air would go out of it, that if I wanted to move from my back to my side or my side to the other side, I would have to like go back and forth a couple times, like to get them.
Do that anyway. Stop it. Stop blaming the bed for
because I was going up a hill. I had to get the momentum.
That's called getting momentum, Andrew. You do that on a regular day.
When you get in the bed and it sounds like you've just disappointed your wife, and it's like,
did you have to make a noise each direction? You went like heave, heave,
welcome to the last Lily.
Kelly pulls out a broomstick and sticks it under him and jacks him over the edge.
A levers and pulleys. You have levers and pulleys.
Lever pulley system. And they're like, "Oh, you guys do some kinky shit in here." No, I just go from my back to my side.
I got an air mattress that doesn't give a fuck anymore, and I just need help.
That's exactly how it feels. Yes. The turtle. That's exactly how it feels when I'm in the bed.
That was Tiefel on the floor trying to get up the other day.
It was bad. It was bad.
All right, Tiefel, we're running late. You got any important news, or do we just say goodbye?
Well, I got out in Oregon, the state, out in Beaverton. There's a gentleman that stole a car with a 4-year-old in the back seat.
Ooh.
And they're still looking for him. And they're still looking for him because they got a really good description of him. Because after he realized the 4-year-old was in the back seat, he drove back to where he stole it from, gave the kid back to its mother, and then lectured her about her parenting before taking the car again.
Good.
Good.
Oh, Ebenezer, thank you so much. Ebenezer Bushrod had the news.
Thank you.
Thanks, B-Rod.
I know.
I hope you got grabs from that bed.
I love Georgia already. Our new producer Georgia is on it. All right, for Demetrius Nicodemus.
I'm spelling it right.
How do you know?
Spell a fake name.
How do you know?
For those who don't know, this was a name that was thrown out there to give him as a kid that we found out on last week. That but if it's not a name that you were ever given, then how do you know it's spelled wrong?
Yeah.
I bare my soul to you people, and this is what I get.
Yep. How dare you use my imaginary moniker and spell it wrong?
I do have one more. I do have one more story for you. You know those firework poppers, the little paper around the gunpowder you throw on the ground, they pop.
Yeah.
Yes, I love those.
So apparently, a British woman mistook them for candy and popped one in her mouth and bit down. So she burned her tongue and lost part of a tooth.
I thought it was pop rocks.
Well, it's a British tooth, so we all know they're not very well maintained.
They had to go. So, it didn't take much to get rid of it.
Okay. She could have damaged her tooth by staring at it. It was.
At some point, like when you grab it out of the box, when you initially put it in your mouth before you bite down, where you have plenty of time to realize this is not candy.
Well, also, there must be some kind of candy over there that you eat, wrapper and all, that she mixed it up with.
Yeah.
What kind of candy
I mean,
this?
It is. It's English candy. Come on now. We're not saying that those guys bring us the most wonderful culinary dishes, right? Nobody goes to England for the food, right?
Oh, right.
Right. Nobody.
There aren't any English diners out here in
yes. Come get your bangers and mash, Ebenezer Bushrod.
I know where you would be.
All right. That is
scared of you.
That is the news with Ebenezer Bushrod for Eastside Gina, Demetrius Nicodemus, Donnie P, Ebenezer / Chris Tiefel. I'm Andrew Z. You guys have a great day.
Till tomorrow. Till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
Come on! Georgia. Come on!